Hello, everyone. My name is Trinity Beverly, and my research was over creating a new balance sheet, the need for better diversity metric. Now, what is diversity, you might ask? So, diversity is the range or a variety of things, and it is also understanding that a person may have to know that every individual is unique in their own way. The United States is a very diverse country, both racial and ethnicity. There are 7 types of diversity. There is cultural, racial, religious, age, gender, sexual orientation, and disability. Cultural diversity focuses on a person's ethnicity, which is also kind of similar to racial diversity, which focuses on a person's physical traits and characteristics. Age diversity, that is where we talk about our different age groups, which are the baby boomers, Generation X, Generation Y, and Generation Z. This diversity may cause some problems, like especially in the workforce, honestly, but we will get into that. Gender and sexual orientation diversity, this can kind of be explained as one, like they coincide together, but this is basically a person's sexual preference. Religious diversity, this is something that a person believes in. Everyone has their own opinions. Everyone doesn't worship the same thing. Like, everyone is different. So this is just what they believe in. And last but not least, disability diversity. This is for the people who are unable to access things like others and need more help. So basically, like handicap signs and stuff like that, parking spots for people that can't access things as well as others. And like certain jobs may do stuff like this, and to show diversity with their employees by adding like ramps for people who can't walk and have to be in wheelchairs, and easy access basically for the ones who have it hard. So being in a diverse environment can be challenging, especially for the ones that are not used to it. A person can witness diversity in a school or a workplace. Well, you can witness diversity anywhere, but like if you really wanted to see different things, like these are some of the 2 main places where you will see a lot of diversity. But with this comes problems, honestly, because with everyone being from different backgrounds, like the people who are not integrated yet completely, they may not be able to comprehend as well or like grasp onto concepts as well as others. They may move at a slower pace because they are still not used to what's going on and they still are learning. So since they have different backgrounds, like their growing experience, like it's just different anyway. It's like their living experience is way different from others. So like that will really play a part in the way that they act, the way that they do, or like why they probably pick up on something slower, or what why it may take a while for them to get in tune with everything. And then another thing that may be a problem with some people that are integrated in, they may be shy and very timid. Like the people in Eastern Hemisphere, they are more timid than the Western people like us, because like they were raised not to talk back, speak only when spoken to. They don't speak without someone saying anything to them first. So it's like, just kind of imagine like being new to an environment but not speaking to anyone because like you really don't know how to communicate. So like communication problems is something that people from another background might experience too, because they're not used to talking to people that's outside of what they know. So it's like they have a lot to get used to. So some solutions that the work place or schools might have for diversity is celebrating. Like, just celebrating each and every diverse culture, everything. Like, to show everyone that they are, you know, accepted for who they are. They're very appreciative. They're respect, like, everything. Like, just to show them that, you know, give them a nice welcome. And doing research, Nikos Antonades, or he's the CEO of a company called Easy Markets, and he said what he does to celebrate diversity with his company. They have different events and different parties, and every time they do, they make sure that it's always a different culture. So they're continuously eating different foods and trying new things, and like that really gives people a chance to, you know, reach out outside their what they're comfortable with. Another thing is people start their children off at a young age with learning diversity, which is a good thing, because then as they get older, they'll be more comfortable with talking to people. So that is a solution that they are trying to enforce now, to make diversity an actual thing, like to learn about it early in, you know, childhood and learning and stuff like that. So by the time a child does get older, they're not scared to talk to someone who's outside their race. And at this point, they'll know the difference. Like, they know that it's people outside of them that you know, they have to get to know, and they realize that everyone is different. So yeah. And another thing with diversity, it's important for a manager or a teacher or anyone of that sort, when like in a workplace or school, to get to know the student or the employee that they're dealing with, because it's like, you already know that they're shy themselves, so it's like you should already you know what they're dealing with, know their background, so they can at least feel comfortable and feel like they have someone to talk to. So diversity is challenging, but it is okay if it is handled correctly. As long as the right people are around and are making people feel comfortable, I feel as though there should be no problem at all with the person trying to feel comfortable about fitting in. And diversity metrics have not really been successful at all, and that's why we have to find like different ways to try to like find solutions to diversity, because the metrics have not been successful. And the three reasons why they haven't been successful are because diversity metrics always focus on representation. So it's always a person's physical appearance. So it's like you really can't even get a chance to know a person, because like if their representation throws you off, and it's like you don't want to even get to know them, but the whole time they're a good worker. So that's one reason why it doesn't work. For two, people ignore the diverse combination of traits that people have when they use the diversity metrics, like because they always go based upon what they want, but it's like you never know how a person really is until you get to like I said, once again, like back to the representation part, you never know how a person is until you get to know them. So it's like, if you're just focused on these main points about a person, and like they don't fit that qualification, it's like boom, you're just throwing everything away whole time that person was a really good worker. And then last but not least, diversity metrics do not work because they exclude Caucasian males. And Caucasian males are known to be very dominant and have the most power. So it's like, to see a Caucasian male in the mix of something that has something to do with diversity, people are probably going to automatically like, oh no, da, 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 da. Like, so kind of, I feel as though when people think about diversity, they automatically think like past Caucasian and African American, like they think about Latino and Asian and things like that. So like having Caucasian males like probably in a group like that, like to promote diversity is not a good thing. Well, yeah, from research, isn't a good thing at all. But to sum everything up, the diversity metrics do not work, and that is why we need better ones. And this is why we encourage people to teach their kids about diversity early in age, and for schools to teach children about it early in age, so when they get older, everything will be okay. And yeah, being in a diverse environment is not easy, but once again, it can be okay if it is handled correctly. Thank you for watching.